Dean has got a little bit complacent because he keeps on saying how happy he is now that they're 10 and 6 and life's got a bit easier and all this. And I'm like,
well, it has.
Oh, Jesus, Mo. No,
Cut that
I can't
out.
believe you just said that. Had we not have started to talk about our feelings and communicate and try and align our parenting styles a bit and been open-minded to each other's point of view, I'll be honest, I don't think we would still be together. Any other advice, Dean, you would like
I've
to
got loads
offer?
written down.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got
Give
loads.
us some
Unstoppable.
All right, Dad of the Year.
Welcome to episode 31 of the Fun Dad, Dean and Wife Unfiltered podcast. I am Dean.
And I'm Sara. And guys, I'm so excited because I just have the best news. My sister's had another baby and I'm an auntie again. Oh, literally, the love I have for her children is like, I never thought I would have love for children as much as I have for my own. But she's got a 3-year-old. Little Dylan, if you're out there, you're not listening, but I love you. And now she's had a little girl and I've got a niece. So congratulations to her.
I'm glad she has and we haven't. Oh, new baby now. Oh, no way.
I know. I do look sometimes at the little stresses that they're having, you know, like the colicky night times, the witching hour. And I'm like, oh, I really don't miss that. But she's so cute.
Now, when people have a new baby, I don't know whether to say congratulations or commiserations because it's a bit like, I remember those times and it ain't fun, not really.
Oh, but I remember on the day of her birth, I woke up to the message that the baby had been born, and then I also woke up to a cold sore and I couldn't see the baby because that's actually really dangerous. Those of you who don't know, if you have a cold sore and you go to see a new baby or a child under 6 months, you really shouldn't because they can catch the virus. So I had to keep away for ages after she'd had the baby, and I was just desperate to go in and have those like little newborn snuggles, and I couldn't. I know.
I haven't had a cuddle yet either.
Have you not held the baby yet?
No.
Oh,
Been a month, isn't it? A few weeks, is it?
3 weeks.
Yeah, I have seen her, but I haven't cuddled her. We went to the park, so I'm not going to carry a baby in a park.
No.
I always get worried I'm going to drop them or something.
Those intrusive thoughts hit you, don't they?
They're the worst.
What would happen if I just threw this baby across the room?
That's what I always think. And I think to myself, what if I lose control? My mind just takes over and I just like pick it up and throw it across the park. I always get thoughts like that and I'm like, oh my God.
The thing is, though, I think if you don't talk about your intrusive thoughts, they could be quite worrying, couldn't they? If you don't actually have a discussion about your intrusive thoughts.
No, the best thing to do is understand that you're not your thoughts. You're the observer of them. So they're not actually you. So you're observer of thoughts and they're nothing. So you just let them pass through. And that's the best way to deal with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Rather than go, oh my God, I've had that thought. And then they just come more and more and more. Anyway, but yeah. I know all about this. I know about this stuff because I get them quite often. So, yeah.
I quite like them. I love my intrusive thoughts. I just think they're quite funny.
When
so
you
random.
Think about killing me in the night. Do you ever have that one?
No. But cheers. I'll sleep with one eye open tonight.
Just planted that one there.
No, but honestly, I have been so ill, haven't I? Like, I had this bloody cold sore, ugly, horrible thing on my face.
Giving me a headache talking about it.
I know, but they're really annoying to have. And then I just felt so unwell. You know, like you keep going and going and going, don't you? Like I don't know about anyone else, but I just always feel like my last resort would be to go to the doctor. Like I'm not one of those people who has like a little tickle and thinks, oh, I better go on the phone to the doctor. I wait until I'm like literally like so unwell. And then I ended up having 3 days off work. And oh my God, didn't I spend 3 days in bed pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, it was lovely.
Don't worry, I took over. I sorted it all out.
He didn't. The house was a fucking shithole. And then I felt better and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be ill again now, coping with the fallout from me being out of action for 3 days.
I'm actually scared of the doctors. I hate going to the doctors. Oh my God, I have to be like proper to go there.
Yeah.
Because I just think they're going to tell me I'm dying. And I'm just like, it's part of my sort of, I suppose, a little bit of health anxiety there. I hate that. Yeah.
But anyway, we're feeling fresh now, aren't we? Like I'm finally feeling like a human again, able to conquer the world now. We've got this. So I just wanted to say thank you, just a real quick thank you. So on last week's podcast, we talked about rewarding 100% attendance in schools. And again, love the messages that you send in with your thoughts and opinions and experiences. And I just wanted to counteract the argument. I did actually like one person's idea. They came back to me. So their school does a gold, silver and bronze award for attendance. So you say if you do have that child that's, had a day off or a couple of days off, they've been ill or they've had a funeral or, they've got a doctor's appointment or whatever, they can still get a silver award. So it's like they're still...
Or a bronze.
Or a bronze. Yeah, they still get something.
But children aren't thick. They still know gold is the best and bronze is third. It's like giving
I know, I was just being devil's advocate, Dean, and trying to be positive.
Awards for coming fourth in sports day. The kids know that's last. Like, I got a fourth certificate. No, that's last. Like,
all right. Well, anyway, I just quite like that idea.
I get the premise. It's probably better than not doing anything before. It's probably better, but still, I just don't really like the whole idea, really.
Okay.
Of 100% attendance.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, just moving swiftly on, I've just got something else to say. And I don't know why I had such a strong reaction to this, but I also had such a strong reaction. I've been showing other people on my phone, and I showed you as well. I've been showing all week, being like, well, what do you think about this? What do you think? And I brought it up at work and with my family because I don't know. Am I being like an old prude, or do people think the same? So I'm just going to say Sabrina Carpenter at the Brits.
Look great.
Exciting. Pervert over here. But for those of you who haven't seen it or don't know, she basically performed in what I think was like hugely provocative in underwear, like lingerie. And she was like grinding on the stage and like basically like the stage and doing very... I think I would. Daisy wanted to watch the Brits, and I was a bit like, I don't know if I want you to see it. It was on. Was it on the line? Was it over the line?
It was very on the line, even for me. Yeah, it was very on the line. If your kid's watching it, you're a bit
Would you feel comfortable sitting on a sofa with your daughter watching that?
I don't think it was that sexualised. I think. I don't know. I was a bit like. Not sure. Didn't really have much of an opinion on it. I wasn't like, wow, like shocked by it like you was. But I was still a bit like, when he said it to me, I was a bit like, yeah, that is maybe a bit far for kids to be seen on TV. But should kids be watching it? What age group are they looking at, aiming this
Brits.
at?
I always used to watch the Brits when I was younger. I used to love it.
But is it for kids, the Brits?
I don't think, like, not the youngest, but
teenagers.
I think, young teens, influential teens would be watching that. Yeah. And then it made me laugh because the girls actually do really like Sabrina Carpenter and they wanted to do it. And then I was watching them in the car because one of her songs came on, and our youngest, right, these are the lyrics that she was singing. Okay, because I know you don't listen to lyrics of songs.
I don't remember them.
So I just want to make this clear. This is what our 6-year-old was singing. I'm not going to sing it, by the way, because I don't want to put anyone through that.
You've got a beautiful voice. Yeah, Come on,
not doing
sing it.
I heard you're back together, and if that's true, you'll just have to taste me when he's kissing you, right? If you want forever, and I bet you do, you'll know you'll taste me too. He pins you down on the carpet, makes paintings with his tongue. My 6-year-old was singing that.
But they don't get it.
I know, but
remember To Become One by Spice Girls? Yeah. I didn't know what that meant. I used to sing it, but I didn't know what it meant when I was like 11 years old.
I love that you sing.
I know, that was good. So you can have my singing.
I love your singing. And then there was just one more. There's one by Tyler. I think it's called Water. And again, like the girls are in the back of the car and they're like, make me sweat, make me harder, make me lose my breath, make me water. And I was like, oh my God, stop. Like, what are they singing? They just don't even know.
No, I know. It's a bit weird when they're singing it. I'm like, oh.
I don't know. So I've had a little overthink now. I don't know. I've had a little overthink about the Brits. I don't know. Did you watch it with your pre-teen? Would you? And if you did watch it, and this kind of provocative lingerie comes on, and they're opening their legs and you can see what they had for breakfast, what do you think?
If you're listening on Spotify, you can actually comment now, so do that. Yeah,
comment,
let us know.
Agree, disagree,
yeah,
don't know.
Spotify got like a comment section, which I really enjoy, so do that.
There you
Definitely.
go.
Yeah, it's cool.
Love a debate.
Yeah.
As we now have a new baby in the family, can tell I'm a proud auntie, can't you? We started thinking, what advice would you give new parents based on your experience as a parent so far? So obviously we can only talk about to our experiences so far. Our eldest is 10, so we can talk about those experiences. What advice would we give? And we are absolutely begging you by the end of this, please, if you have advice about a preteen or a teen, hit us up because we need all the help we can get.
There's no advice though, is there? Just like,
there is.
Is there? Just like hide in another room. I think that's the best advice I've heard. Just leave them to it. God, like,
that's helpful.
I get such bad DMs about people's teenagers and that. It's like, well, what do you do? Nothing. Anyway.
But the same, I suppose, for toddlers and starting school. There has been a lot of milestones that we have, now reached and passed with our children. And if we can give a little tippet of parenting advice, take it or leave it, why not? So, Dean, come on.
Well, Mum's starting.
I don't actually know what he's saying, What advice would you give, maybe somebody who's just had a baby or somebody who is about to become a parent? What advice would you give them?
Bedtime routine. Get them in a proper bedtime routine and stick to it. Definitely. Okay. It's really difficult, isn't it? But I think that's super important. Like, first few years for us with both of our kids were turmoil because of the sleeping. If you get them into a routine, put them to bed and they just go to sleep and sleep for it and get that, I think that's half the battle. I do. Isn't it?
Sleep becomes incredibly important.
Yeah, when it's taking like 2 hours.
For you and for them.
And when it's taking like 2 hours to put your kid to bed, and you're like, I've got no evening. Then they wake up in the middle of the night, no sleep. Life just becomes so much harder. So a proper routine, whether you go for a therapist or just get them into a routine. Yeah, that's what I would say is my biggest regret. I would say we didn't do it. Yeah. We started it with Daisy, didn't we? And it was working really well. And
Daisy's been fine.
Yeah, not as bad as Ruby. Not as bad as Ruby. We got Daisy into it, didn't we? She wasn't as bad.
Yeah. So, I think as well, we sought help from Rosie Davidson, who is also known as Just Chill Mama. And we actually had her on the podcast, didn't we? Yeah. And we did start, making some change with Ruby, and there were improvements. But we were just not too little too late, because I don't believe it's ever too late. But it would have been a hell of a lot easier for us as a family had we have started that journey a little bit earlier.
And you have to stick to it, because you can easily fall back out, get a bit lazy with it, and you just have to stick to it for a while for it to work long term, don't you? Like, we done it for a few months with Ruby, got her into it, then just started slipping back a little bit. And now I cuddle her to sleep again. But it only does take about half an hour. So it's not like 2 hours out of my night.
Depending on your mood and your hunger state is dependent on how bedtime goes.
Oh, last night I was starving.
So some nights, you have your story time and you have your cuddle and you have your chat and you love it and she's all snuggled into you and it's a great bedtime. If you're hungry, hangry, tired or need to go out, you're like more short-tempered and aggy with the poor kid. Shouldn't know if she's coming or going.
Yeah, I'm a bit inconsistent with that. Last night I was really hungry. I was like, Ruby, I'm just so hungry. Just please, just shut your eyes and stop telling me waffle. I just want to eat. Then when I got downstairs,
did you feel a bit guilty?
It's like a starter. I got downstairs like, where's the main course? No, I'm joking.
You can make your own dinner.
It was delicious, darling.
Well,
what's your one then? Your first one.
My one's a little bit random and a little bit out there, but I really wish I'd done it. I'd started it, and it is a little bit random, but it links to having memories and printing photo albums after holidays or special events, or maybe even making an album at the end of each year. So I really wish I'd started that when the kids were young, because I have all these tens of thousands of photos and memories on my phone, and I've never got them developed. And I really regret it. And then to go back now, after 10 years of having Daisy now for 10 years, to go back and start that task, and I have actually tried that a few times, it just seems like a mammoth task.
Very overwhelming.
Too overwhelming. And I'm like, I don't know where to start. And it's not really something you can hand over to somebody else to do, because you never know what kind of photo you might secretly end up finding on my camera roll.
Yeah, for me with
my...
whatever.
Yeah.
Maggot hanging out. Oh dear.
Oh Jesus, no, I can't believe you just said that. Oh,
Thank you. Cut that.
Oh, I don't know, maybe not. Be quite hard, I reckon. Leave it in. People can know what you're really like. But anyway, so I just think for me to do that task now, having left it so long, would be quite time consuming and quite expensive. But I think as a new family, and for your child, it's
that would be nice.
It's not too much, is it?
Yeah.
Just to have kind of one album of each year.
No, that'd
of
be
your
nice.
life. What a lovely memory to have and and to do and to look at, because the kids love looking at, photos of the past on my phone and looking at pictures of them as a baby. And what a lovely kind of gift you could give your child is just like a little memory album of each year, or a little memory album. You love looking at your phone
in the evening as well, don't you?
I look back and I'm like, oh, they were so cute. They were so cute. So yeah, that's a little recommendation I would give to anyone about to embark their parenting journey. I think that would be quite nice, because I'm sure people do it. I just haven't, but I really want to.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows any good apps that could do it for me, is that a thing? Don't know. Maybe.
Probably apps for everything.
Yeah. So any other advice, Dean, you would like
I've
to
got loads
offer?
written down.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got
Give
loads.
us some.
Unstoppable.
All right. Dad of the year. Go on.
Don't focus on the perfect parenting stuff on Instagram or social media. Most people find this hard. And we did that with our first, didn't we? We kept looking at that stuff and thinking, God, ours ain't sleeping, eating, crying all day. What's happening? What we and just got very down about this. Half the reason I started my own page, telling the truth, So don't look at that stuff. Or if you do, just take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah,
most people are having challenges, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, most of that is absolute bollocks. It'll just like send you down the wrong path and think you're doing it all wrong and make you depressed. Yeah. So yeah, don't do that. Definitely not. Just unfollow anyone like that, I would say. Not unfollow, maybe, or just take it with a pinch of salt. Yeah. The perfect parenting stuff. Don't do that.
I'm gonna go for the next one, because I'm gonna say, and we're still not great at this. I'm not saying that we are not perfect at this, but we have improved and got better at this. If you are embarking on your parenting journey and you have a partner, I would say communicate positively with your partner. All right. So having a baby and a toddler, and I imagine a teenager, is hard enough and tough enough and comes with its challenges. So had we not have started to talk about our feelings and communicate and try and align our parenting styles a bit and been open-minded to each other's point of view, I'll be honest, I don't think we would still be together.
It's a bit harsh.
It's not a bit harsh.
No, it's important. It's definitely important.
Because I do, and I've seen it happen with us in the past. Resentment is secretly there, and it's secretly built. I can see you stomping
around the house. I'm like, I've done something wrong, but I'm not sure. And it's like a build-up over time. Yeah. That's back in the day. We don't really do that anymore, do we?
Exactly. But I didn't, because I think before I might say to you, I don't know, something. I'd be like, can you not feed the kids that before their lunch? Or can you, or whatever. Because you used to love giving Ruby cake. Do you remember you used to give her cake for breakfast? Do you remember that?
The odd time.
You did. You used to give her Madeira cake for breakfast, right?
Doesn't eat anything. Is it cake or is it cake or ice cubes?
What did you give her this morning? Nutella and raspberries.
Hang on, no, chicken bagel, not bad. Raspberries with a bit of Nutella.
A spoonful, a whole spoonful of it. Anyway, but see, we're talking. No, I'm joking. But I think we needed to continue that communication, because I tend to build it up inside and then like react. And I think before you used to take it as like criticism if I used to say anything.
I do a bit. I do a bit, but I've got better at taking it.
Okay, so
I understand it's coming from a good place.
So for example, Dean has this phrase, I don't know where he's got it from, but sometimes when our oldest is being a bit cheeky, he'll say to her, "Don't get cocky."
And anything wrong with that? Cocky?
Every time he says it, my back just goes, and it like, it just riles me up the wrong way. I just don't
My parents used to say it to me, though.
but I don't know, maybe it's because you're a boy and you've got a cock. I don't know. But for me, you're sexualising it. No, but you saying to a young girl, "Don't get cocky with me," or "Don't be cocky," I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't sit right with me. It kept on annoying me.
So I've stopped
And then I'd be snappy with you, but I had to say it to you. And then in the end, you kept saying, and I just had to turn around really calmly one day in the car. And I was like, "Look, I really have a problem when you say to the girls, 'Don't get cocky.' I don't know why. I just don't like it. Can you please not say it?" And you haven't now.
I've tried.
Yeah. So
I'm not allowed to tell them off anyway.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ. Gonna have an argument today. I can feel it bubbling in me. Me off. Started with a Nutella at breakfast and it's just bubbling in me now, and I'm pissed off with him.
You have Nutella for breakfast sometimes.
No, I don't. Anyway, whatever. Communication. And I think taking it on the chin as well. Like, definitely communicate is my next bit of advice.
So my next one is try to keep a hobby or an interest going if you can. I spoke about this a lot, especially on my newsletter. Sign up to that because that's got 2,200 readers now. So sign up to that. It's on my Instagram page. But yeah, try and keep a hobby or interest for yourself as well. Doesn't be every day, but like once every week or two.
I love this. I think it's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying try to, if you can. Yeah. Try to do something for yourself. Try and get out of the parenting cycle for a little bit. Because it is a grind and you get sucked in to this sort of life, don't you?
Yeah. I kind of think definitely there are weeks, sometimes months, where I'm just like, I am living for my children and all I ever do is everything for them and I need to take a step back and just have a minute to myself.
But you'll be better with them if you're happy. I've said this before. You'll be better with them if you are happy. And, you know, having a hobby will make you will make you happier. No doubt. Parenting from a happier place. That's the way I see it. Investment in your kids. That's why I play snooker.
And darts.
And pool. And drink pints.
Go to the pub. Got a great life you have, haven't you?
And go to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm not actually don't do any parenting now. It's brilliant. 10 and 6, they barely need it.
Yeah, it has. And I think as well, I think everyone finds different challenges different. I think when we've had these conversations before, people have said the baby stage was the hardest or the toddler stage was the hardest, or maybe their transition when they started school, they found that really hard, or we have it to come. Dare I say it, the teenage years.
It's bubbling, isn't it?
I think that Dean has got a little bit complacent because he keeps on saying how happy he is now that they're 10 and 6 and life's got a bit easier and all this. And I'm like...
Well, it has.
I'm sitting there in the wings like, you just wait.
I'm seeing a glimpse of it. Her attitude sometimes is like, it's going to be like this all the time. Oh, my God. It's like she's giving us a preview at the moment, like a preview of the next few years. That's what we're getting.
Of what it can be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your next one then?
I'm not being judgy, and I did it.
That means you are.
I'm not, and I always have talked about this, and it was a mistake that we have made, and we are trying to undo. But I would genuinely say, don't give them a tablet. Just don't do it. They don't need it. They can't miss what they've never had.
Tablet for what, though? Tablet for what?
Just at all.
At all?
At all. At all. Like, I'm not being funny.
They need them at school and stuff now, don't they? So
no, not necessarily. Okay. You dealt without tablets for however many years. You grew up without a tablet. I grew up without a tablet. Like, I just...
leave it as long as humanly possible.
Our children now are better without them. We've seen... When they were younger, we saw the tantrums when we took them away. We saw this inability to concentrate. We've seen with our second, who had a lot more tablet time than our first. Because don't forget, our first, she didn't really have access to a tablet till she was like 2.5, 3.
Yeah.
She didn't. And I don't know, I just feel so strongly about it if you can. I mean, I'm not saying like they don't watch telly. Like, watch telly, absolutely. But I regret ever giving ours access to a tablet.
Once they've had it, it's
what
like...
they say as well is, you know, your phone is always in your pocket. Your phone is always on you, yeah? So if you give your child your phone, right, they know it's always on you, so they can always ask for it, wherever they are, in the car, in a restaurant, at the house, at your nan's house, at a play date, like wherever. They know that you've got your phone on you and they know that they can ask for it. If you never give it to them, they don't miss what they've never had. Exactly. And I wish I'd never done it. Yeah. I really do. Because even now, they're definitely better. But like Ruby keeps talking about the time in Lanzarote where you gave her YouTube. Do you remember in Lanzarote? There was a lunch or something.
And she wouldn't eat, so I gave her YouTube, then she would eat. Then she wouldn't stop eating. I'll have more now, Daddy, just to keep watching YouTube. It was mental how that works.
It was crazy. And that was back in October, and we're now in March, and she brings it up now and again. Do you remember when
They do have tablets at the weekend, though, now, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't watch YouTube. We don't allow that. But they do have it for other stuff, like Netflix and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I would say leave it as long as possible, not when you're like...
Just
2
leave
and
it.
3 years old, giving them one. Yeah, it's a downward spiral.
Because we massively regretted it, and we've seen the shift and change in behaviour. And I think a lot of parents are aligning with that now and seeing the impact that actually it's having on these children. So that's my other bit. Do you have any more advice, Dean, for our potential new parents out there or anyone going through a parenting journey?
Try and embrace the chaos. Just try your best to embrace those early years, because I tried to wish them away, and I do regret that a bit. I would say I did try and wish them away a bit. I was like, just want this to be easier. I just want this to be gone. You know what I mean? I do look back and I regret that. You show me pictures of stuff and I don't remember that. It was just, I don't think I was fully present in those early years, was I? Not like fully. I used to drink a lot of the weekends to sort of numb myself from it. Try and embrace it the best you can, I'd say. It's hard. It's chaotic.
Because those milestones you never see again. Like, I think we're there now with our eldest, certain toys now.
I feel like we're losing them a bit now, though. Like, age of 10, you feel like, fucking hell, it's easier, but you feel like they're...
I miss you.
Yeah,
come back
you feel like
they're
nearly over. Not
it's
over,
not.
But you know what I mean? Like, as a young kid, you have to have more children.
You have been saying this an awful lot recently. You see the panic in my eyes.
I don't know if I'm not 100% against it now. I like a challenge in life.
You can borrow my niece for a few days. Not that my sister would let you, but you can borrow her.
But people do
it,
don't they? Have one like after they have another two, like have grown up a bit. I'm not saying we would, but people do that. Maybe it's because of that.
You're making my mouth go dry having this conversation.
Yeah, try and embrace the chaos. Embrace the mess at home. Your house is going to be messy, like everyone's is.
Don't worry about it.
I used to get so stressed with that. So stressed when it was so messy. It's better now, isn't it? You walk around the house, you're like, still a bit untidy.
I've decluttered, to be honest
Still
with you.
Still untidy a bit,
massively.
But it's better.
What I did is I massively decluttered. I thought to myself, they don't need all these toys. They don't need all this stuff. And I just decluttered. I got rid of so much because if there's less things... there's less mess to make.
Really helped, didn't it?
Really helped.
Especially at Ruby's room, like, It's like, where is it all gone?
Declutter. And she doesn't miss it and she still plays.
Yeah, it's so easy to tidy it now.
Yeah.
If you're not playing with it, chuck it. You know.
Or give it to a
give
nursery
it away.
or school,
or do something.
or donate it. Don't put it in landfill.
All right, Mother Teresa. You know.
I know. Well, I told you we were having a little bit of a bickery argument session today, aren't we?
Mother Teresa.
I know. Coming back though to the advice, I wish I had. You can already tell from the trend of this podcast today and the themes that we've been talking about. I would educate yourself on like weaning and toddler feeding and make it a priority because the girls' fussy eating impacts our life on a daily basis, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely everything is impacted by that. You know, I don't feel like I can just go on holiday and relax. I have to think in my head, what are they going to eat? I can't go to a restaurant. I've got to look at the menu beforehand to think, is there anything on that menu they are going to actually eat?
The diet ain't great either, is it? Especially Ruby's. I mean, she does have a little bit of fruit and veg.
Her diet, she loves it.
Yeah,
like,
she loves it.
She, very peculiar child, just likes fruit and vegetables. It's very weird. Like the other day,
salmon.
The other day she was like, "Can I have an avocado?" I was like, "Yeah."
Doesn't like McDonald's, but likes. Oh no, she does like McDonald's now. Didn't used to, but like salmon, didn't she?
Oh, salmon, prawns. Very strange kid. But yes, only the way Mummy's cooked it though. One of those. So yeah, just educate yourself on that, and then I suppose don't limit them to kids' food, because I kind of fell into that trap of I don't know, maybe society made me buy it, maybe advertisements made me buy it.
I mean,
but
these
I fell
are all
into that
perfect
trap.
scenarios, aren't
I fell
they?
into that trap of buying like the freezer food, thinking that's what you fed kids, but actually, I mean, you watch the Body Coaches reels, and I'm like, my God, these kids literally eat anything. I'm just filled with jealousy.
It is really hard work though at the start though. You've got to remember that when your kids like not sleeping and crying to do all that stuff, it is really hard. So like it's easy for us to say it now.
And also I didn't
back.
really do it because I went back to work when the eldest was 7 months old and the youngest was 10 months old. I went back to work. So I wasn't really the one doing the weaning.
Yeah.
Anyway, please reach out and give us some advice. If any of our advice has resonated with you or helped you as well,
I still have more.
Oh, you've got more? Go on then, give us another bit of advice, Parent of the Year. I can get you a little trophy if you want. Go on, share some more advice. Words of wisdom from Dean.
Bit of a boring one, but try and look after yourself during those early years all the time, I'd say. Like, eat as well as you can, don't drink too much. All that crap, because I drank loads, but it does make it harder.
Yeah.
If you're eating loads of shit and drinking loads of shit, it does make everything harder. Like, I'm eating really well lately, and I've just noticed a difference in my energy. Everything in life feels easy if you're doing that. So it's a bit boring advice, but I would try and do that. I know just drunk too much at the start, and it just made parenting hard.
You did drink a lot,
especially during lockdown. But all that time, it just makes everything hard. It doesn't de-stress you. We think it does on that, but it doesn't. It doesn't, does it? Like, I'm not saying don't drink, of course. No. We do. But I'm just saying.
We've massively curbed it in 2025. Go us.
Yeah, you can parent from a better place if you're feeling energetic and that, can't you? So.
Thanks, Dad of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get him a little plaque made up?
I feel like a life coach now. I'm a life coach.
Yeah, but please let us know. In fact, I would love to have somebody on the podcast who has had a teenager and gone through that journey so they can give some advice back to us.
That'd be great, because we are heading there and it's coming quicker than I can ever imagine. Yeah. So thank you very much for listening today. Please be a doll and hit that 5-star review. We want to reach more like-minded parents like yourselves. Thank you so much.